You see that shit? I told you, motherfucker. I told you, motherfucker. I told you. If you're a water sign, you better watch your fucking mouth. You better watch what the fuck you doing because this shit gonna fucking backfire. Especially if you're a Scorpio. You never know what's being recorded. You never know who the fuck is watching. You think you slick. You think motherfuckers can't see what the fuck you doing. It's gonna fucking backfire. I told you, motherfucker. This shit. You know what I'm saying? Hold on one second. I gotta go like this blunt, man. I gotta go like this blunt, but I just want y'all to know. You know what I'm saying? It's not a game. It's not a fucking game. Alright, so it's your boy K-Blao Hood X. You know what I'm saying? I just did this whole fucking video just like I did the Virgo verse video. The whole audio fucked up because I'm a fucking idiot. And YouTube fucked up my live stream, so I ain't gonna be able to go live until like July, some shit like that. So I have a whole different way of recording. And when I record, if you don't hit this button, the audio be fucked up. And I think I got that shit down pat. I do not think I'm gonna do that shit a third time. But fuck all that. This video is about Roseanne Barr as well as Drizzy Drake, who are going through a tough time right now in the media because they're being dragged through the mud for some shit that's by their own fucking doing. Because Drake is getting got a scathing diss record put out about him by a dude named Pusha T, who was one of my favorite artists back in the day. I'm just glad to see he did that shit. You know what I'm saying? And Drake is basically making it look like Drake was hiding his baby. Drake was gonna basically come out and say he had a son during this Adidas press run. You know what I'm saying? But if you follow Drake's career, you kind of know like, man, he ain't really said nothing about having no baby. Like they've been trying to keep this shit secret. So Pusha T coming out and exposing all this shit, it's not a good look for somebody like Drake, who's a Scorpio, who don't like being exposed. Drake had put out a record called Duppy or some shit like that. Basically going at Pusha T with the scorpion tail, had a little shiny ring at the cover. It was real nice, you know what I'm saying? It was cute. But like you dealing with the Taurus verse, man. Like Pusha T a Taurus, he burned May 13th. You know what I'm saying? You fucking with the Taurus verse, like Pusha T spit law. Like you can hear the shadow walkers in Pusha T. Like when Pusha T spit, like he say ruthless shit, man. Like I grew up listening to Pusha T. You're not about to. That ain't gonna be an easy fight. You see what I'm saying? Because like he gonna go in the law on your ass. You know, and Drake baby mom is supposed to be like his porn star stripper chick, and like you know what I'm saying, they really trying to clean up her image now that all this stuff is going public. You know what I'm saying? Drake got deals with Adidas and Sprite and like you know what I'm saying, like real EA Sports, like real fancy, businesses. So him having a baby with a stripper porn star type, you know what I'm saying, it's really not a good look. So like they really trying to package it and make it look a certain way. And Pusha T is just all over that shit. Like it's some Scorpio shit. They're trying to make an image out of this shit. You see what I'm saying? Drake got a lot of shit riding on him, and then like he signed to like basically 4 different labels. You think Young Money, which is signed to Cash Money, which is signed to like another label, which is signed to Universal. You see what I'm saying? Some shit like that. So like they cutting up his money like 4 different ways, but at the same time he get a much bigger push because you got all these companies pushing him. So like that's why it's got to look a certain way. That's why he achieved heights that Lil Wayne couldn't get, and then like Drake is supposed to be way more squeaky clean type of image. You see what I'm saying? But this is totally backfired on him in true Scorpio fashion. If you look at my video why I hate Scorpios, you kind of see why me saying this exact type of shit. And they're like Scorpios, they think they slick, man, but like I can see through the bullshit. Like you're saying, like literally you talking about Pusha T or Taurus, and they're like he gonna see through the bullshit. Pusha T gonna see through the bullshit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like same shit with Poe. Like Poe see through bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my man Poe. You know what I'm saying? He born on the 16th. You know what I'm saying? So the Taurus verse gonna see through the bullshit. They gonna look at the real character and they're like, Pusha T gonna go for your heart. You know what I'm saying? And like It's all facts. All facts. You know, even the picture you look at with Drake with his blackface on, you know what I'm saying? Even though it you know what I'm saying? It's more to that picture than what they telling you, and they're like, you know, it was for a clothesline. They were trying to make a message with that picture. Pusha T still he used facts, man. It's like he not exaggerating none of that shit. It's all facts. It's all like he all put it right. He put it right in your face. You see what I'm saying? So to make you really question the image and you know what I'm saying the heart of the character, it's just like look at his character. Basically, that's what Pusha T saying. Like this is what you're gonna get with the Taurus verse. It's gonna make you like, man, look, what's your character? You know what I'm saying? And when you're dealing with water signs, it's easy to separate that water from the real person. It's like you can see, it's like Joe, all that shit don't add up. That's not who you really are. When you look at me, it's like what you see is what you get. My mistakes. You know what I'm saying? When I fuck up, I fuck up. You know what I'm saying? When I can tell you I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get me covering up shit, it's like Joe, like this is what the fuck you see is what the fuck you get. With Drake, it ain't like that. It's the same shit with Roseanne. It's like Roseanne. You know what I'm saying? Even though you look at her on ABC, you know what I'm saying, and she look a certain way, that's still a watered down version of what the fuck it really is. You talking about a Scorpio woman like Roseanne, and like she got in trouble for saying some racist shit about you know what I'm saying, President Barack Obama's advisor Valerie Jarrett. You see what I'm saying? She basically came out and said she looked like a woman from Planet of the Apes. You know what I'm saying? So you know, because of that, Roseanne got taken off the air again for the second time. You know what I'm saying? And like, mind you, this just came back on the air after years and years of being off the air. Roseanne could not get a lot of gigs in Hollywood. I'm saying for her to get this gig, this was big. This was really big for her. You see what I'm saying? This was really big. They brought Dan back from the grave. You know what I'm saying? They had even started filming season 2. You know what I'm saying? The whole cast and crew had came back. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of momentum behind it. They had over like 18 million viewers. You know, for the first episode. It was a huge return. And then for her to do this, you know what I'm saying? This is some straight Scorpio shit. A lot of times you deal with Scorpios, man, all you gotta do is just sit back and let this wheels turn. And like they gonna fuck their own shit up. And then like when they do, it's gonna be damage control. It's like trying to uphold an image. There's some ratchet shit going on outside. But I say this in my video. Go watch my Why I Hate Scorpio videos, man. Go watch the Why I Hate Scorpio video. I say this exact same shit. And then like, you know, you dealing with air shit. Air shit is like Twitter. And then like when you put a tweet out there, it's there forever. You know what I'm saying? Roseanne is a comedian, so it's expected for her to say funny, you know, borderline, you know, edgy shit. But like, you think you can get out there untamed and like, you know what I'm saying, and just say shit like that after you just got on ABC? Like you just got back on ABC. You supposed to tone it down. It's like you're supposed to be telling ABC type jokes. Like you know what I'm saying? But Roseanne is Scorpio fashion. You know what I'm saying? Vulgar, no class. You know what I'm saying? Even if they do, like Scorpio women, a lot of you, they show you class. A lot of shit be fake as hell. Like that shit ain't class, man. That's some fucking thirst trap shit. Like they trying to trap your ass. Like you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you imagine being married to Roseanne right now. Like if you was really like what's that dude named Tom Arnold? So saying they divorced. You know what I'm saying? But like you imagine being married to Roseanne and like trying to deal with her and like trying to comfort her through this situation like this. You know what I'm saying? And then like it's not like she gonna look at you and say, man, I fucked up. It's like she gonna be sitting there pointing her finger at everybody. And in the back of your mind, you gonna know that like, bitch, it was you. You fucked up. You say, but how you gonna tell her that? Imagine being married to Roseanne right now. You know what I'm saying? Or imagine being Drake baby mama right now. And then like all that shit, the way that shit playing out, like all that shit, him hiding, him not being there through the weather, you know what I'm saying? And then Pusha T coming out saying all that shit. Imagine being her. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna. It's like you can see the image, you can see the bullshit, you can see like you gonna separate the water from the real person. Scorpios make you do this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I hope if you a Scorpio, even though me saying this shit, like I know if you're a Scorpio, I know that you ain't even hearing this shit. It's like Scorpios be so focused on stinging a motherfucker that they don't never know. Like I said this shit in my video, the sting always backfires. The sting backfired. Roseanne tried to sting this shit, it backfired. Drake tried to sting Pusha T with that little duppy shit, it fucking backfired. The sting backfires. And then like Scorpios pride themselves on being able to sting people. Oh, if you out, I'm a nice person. I'm such a nice person. But if you ever cross me, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna get back at you. It's like, motherfucker, yeah. And then you gonna fuck your own self up. Look at it's a chick. What's this chick name, man? What is this chick's name, man? Barbara. Barbara. What is her name? And what the fuck is her name, man? This lady. Betty Broderick. Betty Broderick. You know what I'm saying? If you never heard of Betty Broderick, this is a perfect example of a Scorpio woman. Like, go look at her testimony. It's too much shit to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But like, go look at her explain why she killed her husband. You see what I'm saying? And you gonna see exactly what I'm trying to give you in this video. And then like, you're not dealing with accountability. You're not dealing with like logic. You're dealing with like, you know what I'm saying? Almost like a minion, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Scorpio like to, you know what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers are the minions. This was like being a Scorpio. These motherfuckers, man. Like, you see what I'm saying? Especially a Scorpio woman. It's like being married to one of these motherfuckers, Joe. Because it's like, you ain't dealing with logic and intellect. Like, you dealing with a fucking minion, Joe. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how fucking Roseanne looked to me. It's like sitting there trying to explain to her that you fucked. Like, imagine trying to explain to a minion that, okay, minion, because you put this shit on Twitter, we're going to cancel your show. Like, how do you expect a minion to respond to that? You see what I'm saying? Imagine Drake running around right now after Pusha T put out this record. You know what I'm saying? That you're going to get this shit right here. You look at Betty Broderick, same thing. Like, the way that she tried to reason why she killed her husband, it's literally this shit. Mind you, Betty Broderick's husband was a Scorpio too. You see what I'm saying? You do some research on that, it's a hell of a story. But, the sting backfires. Always remember that when you're dealing with Scorpio. And if you are a Scorpio, I hope you remember this shit yourself. Just as much as you pride yourself on that sting in motherfucking. Trust me, Scorpios know this shit themselves too. And they're like, whoever they end up shitting on, they take it too far. They do the stupid shit they do. They always end up regretting that shit. And it's like they never put that panic. They always pride themselves on being able to sting a motherfucker. But then, like, you got to be the person that prides yourself on knowing that shit gonna backfire. Be that person. Just as like, it's just as soon as a Scorpio person look at you and smile and say, Scorpios is the strongest sign. We'll always get back at you if you ever try to cross us over. Just smile right back at them and say, and I know that shit's gonna backfire. You know what I'm saying? Because it always fucking do. That's what always give me that. Just be confident and smile in the Scorpio face and just know that whatever the fuck they do is gonna backfire 90% of the time. You know what I'm saying? I promise you. Because they minions, man. Like, just know that in their core, you dealing with that shit. It always, they sound a certain way when they say shit. Like, when you hear Drake Duppy freestyle, when you hear him say all that shit, it's like, damn, it's like, you watch, what's that shit? Snoop listening to Drake, to Duppy. See, like, you gonna be like this. When you hear Scorpio talk, it sound like this. I don't want the video to get flagged, you see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna turn the music down. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they be on it. But like, Snoop listening to Drake diss, you can go watch this video yourself, you see what I'm saying? And like, when you first start listening to a Scorpio, this is the exact expression you're gonna have. It's gonna sound a certain way. You're gonna be like, damn, like, it's gonna sound reasonable. Like, all you gotta do is just sit the fuck back and then like let that shit play out. And you're gonna be like, damn, you're gonna be shaking your fucking head. Because like, they gonna convince you that they shit is the real. They gonna convince you that what they saying is the motherfucking truth. Like, go listen to Betty Broderick. You're gonna be kind of like this. You're gonna be like, especially like, man, you gotta remember, it's a lot of women out here who believe Betty Broderick wasn't right. You see how you doing that shit? Scorpio gonna make you do that. Just remember this. Remember this. I'm showing you these images on purpose. Like, a Scorpio gonna grab your attention. They're gonna have you like, damn, that's some real shit. But just remember, Joe, that shit is skewed. It's an image. That shit ain't gonna add some bullshit. And they're like, let's go watch Broderick explain, you know what I'm saying? Go to fucking Roseanne Twitter page, man, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Roseanne. Go to Roseanne Twitter page today and look at all the shit she tweet. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna get the Duppy reaction. To say that we're gonna call that the Duppy reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you listen to it, man, what the fuck just happened, man? See, my computer be on bush. Like, when you listen to a Scorpio try to, man, what the fuck going on, man? Well, seeing how we here, make sure you fucking follow me on Twitter, HoodXTV. Seeing how this shit wanna act like an ass, so I use it in my bill. All right, but get a chance to go to Roseanne Twitter page, man, and look how she done went shit. It's a train wreck. She tweeting nonstop 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 1 hour ago, 3 hours ago. People saying they support Roseanne. Let's get her 1 million followers, show support. You know what I'm saying? What does this shit say? I think I'll be better tomorrow. The hardest part is for Jane and Ray on the show, whom I grew to love so much. Shame. Blah, blah, blah. I do not love her because she's African American. It's the most god awful thing. I can't let myself cave in though. Yeah, you get that type of shit. I mean, I guess it looked like she got some type of accountability going here, but like at the end of the day, you see this as a train wreck, and they're like, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Trying to build a movement. I don't know, man. You know, if you're a Scorpio, you feel sorry for Roseanne. You might want to go follow her Twitter page and follow her shit, cause like she's literally having a train wreck right now. Like she literally just like this is pretty fucked up. And like, and mind you, like she put out a you know, like earlier she was just putting out all this content. See, like it says Allison Mack is branding sex slaves, but they still got Smallville on the air, and she got caught doing some sex slave shit. The chick from Smallville, I don't know if y'all know that, she's a Leo. She got caught doing some sex trafficking and slave shit, but they still got Smallville in the air. And you know, shit, Keith Olbermann saying shit like this, and you know, basically she's trying to point out a lot of, you know, hypocrisy in there. Like it's all type of pedophiles in Hollywood, and they still got to work. It was, I saw some of these posts earlier saying shit like this, and they're like, you know, how the hypocrisy of Hollywood, basically like how she got fired, and there's all these different types of people in Hollywood still working, and they did more bogus shit than her, and then you know you get this type of shit going, and like you know this thing always backfire. You always going to see a Scorpio end up doing shit like this, and they're like you may not even see it yourself. If you get into it with a Scorpio, you know what I'm saying, you leave, just go, when you walk away, just know that they going through this type of shit, and they're like you won't get to see it yourself, but just know that it's real. And they're like they try to make it, they try to use silence as a weapon a lot of times. They try not to say shit, but like trust me, man, like behind closed doors they be doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because them emotions still be turning in their ass, even though they fixed this, it's fixed emotion. So it's like that shit is turning in their ass. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of times just you gotta just sit the fuck back and know that like that energy ain't complete yet, and it's gotta work its cycle through them. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the best you can do is, you know what I'm saying, offer support and try to approach it with a state of understanding. And like even me giving you this information, it sounds ruthless, but like that don't mean that you should be ruthless. And like me giving you, you know, I don't want you to think that you got to sound like me giving a Scorpio this information. And like I do this shit ruthless because I'm ruthless. You see what I'm saying? But you know, you really got to understand. You really got to approach them with a state of understanding. A lot of Scorpios be depressed. They be fucked up. They be, you know what I'm saying? They just fucked up mentally. So like when they get into a position of power, you know what I'm saying, their leadership be off. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, it's a image. When you look at Drake, you know what I'm saying? Like it's an image. You know what I'm saying? It's like when he is in a very high position of power, but look what he doing with. He got a son. He not, you know, he not trying to present it a certain way. It's like it's flawed as fuck, man. You know, he ain't put shit out since May 27th. He still ain't even responded. You go to Twitter, he still ain't even responded. So, you know, behind closed doors, he doing the same shit Roseanne doing, believe it or not. You just can't see this shit, you know. But like, if you get into it with a Scorpio and you right, just know that you right. Like Pusha T, like that nigga, he right. It's like this some straight Taurus verse shit. Like Poe, shout out Poe. Poe say shit all the time. He's like, man, don't worry about if you right or wrong. Just say say the truth and know it's the motherfucking truth and just stand on that shit. And that's real shit. And they're like, you know, that's real advice from the Taurus verse, especially when you're dealing with a Scorpio. So, you know, just remember that, like I said, in this video, the sting will always backfire. You know, if you got stung by a Scorpio, you know what I'm saying, trust me, somewhere along the line, they regret that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and if you ain't learned, you gonna learn. You gonna fucking learn. 100.